Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Motortown, where today we're going to have a look at a different production chain. I did a video the other day on looking at the timber and lumber and things like that. This time we're going to have a look at the milk and cheese production chain, because it's another North Island mainly based production chain that is relatively easy to do. Sort of mid-game. Once you've got a couple of trucks under your belt, you can come and do this one, and you can actually pair this in with the Atlas tanker and make serious money by doing a fuel run as well. So this is sort of like a closer look at the cheese and milk side of a run that I did in a previous video, where you can make absolutely massive amounts of money. This is just a bit of a continuation of that and what you can do from the milk side onwards. So we're here at the ranch. Now we're next to the ranch oval, which is just here on the map. And the other farm that you can get, I've turned everything else off, but the other farm you can get milk from is over here. The other ranch that has an oval next to it that is not a racetrack. So you can get milk from both of them. I'm not sure if there are other places to get milk elsewhere on the map, but those are the two I am aware of. So you climb into the hitbox and you can see there's only 15 milk here, which means that the cheese factory will be absolutely ram-packed. If we had 20 we would be able to do a contract, but that's absolutely fine. So if you're doing this, try and get 20 milk to go to the cheese factory so that you can get the contract, because that is just another way of increasing your maximum income as such. But I'm not overly worried about that. This is more of a showcase of how to do this production chain, and where from, where to, and how it all works. And it's actually one of my favourite production chains. I do like this one. But obviously the first part of this production chain is with a tanker. Now all the milk goes to just one location, which is nice and easy. It's from that particular ranch. It is not far at all, less than 4 miles, and takes you down past another racetrack as well, but we're not looking at racetracks in this episode. We're looking at milk and cheese. Now, the factory for the cheese also says something about butter on the side of it, but to my recollection, I've never seen butter. It could be that I've just never noticed it. But this is a 2-vehicle production chain, similar to the logs, where you need to sort of adjust the vehicles that you have spawned at the time. If you're on a single player, you can of course leave the vehicles out. Didn't like that tree anyway. You can leave the vehicles out and sort of repeat this, but there isn't a vehicle spawn point near that ranch that I've started at. The nearest one would be at the other racecourse. So with a couple of campies, you can absolutely just do this over and over and over again, and it's a good way of making money. It's maybe not the best way of making money, but it is a good way of making money. Of course, I'm playing this on the server, so we've got campies absolutely everywhere, and production chains are not what they would be if you were just starting off or playing on a single player, because other people are engaging in these production chains too. So if you're interested in the tunes for any of the vehicles I use for any of my videos, more or less all of them are over on the Discord in the Motortown tunes page, and if one that you're looking for isn't there, let me know and I will get it for you, because I think they're all there, but I have a large amount of vehicles. I have over 100 vehicles, so if I have missed one, just drop me a message or a comment and I will get that tune ID posted up for you. And it's also entirely possible that the vehicle you're looking for, that one of the other members of the server has a tune for it that's possibly very similar to mine. Flashney, for example, who has the Flashney Gaming channel, is absolutely fantastic at making and finding absolutely awesome tunes for vehicles. So definitely want to go and check out. If you haven't checked out Flashney Gaming's YouTube channel, I will put a link in the video description. He makes awesome videos that are great fun, and he responds to every challenge I've set so far, so that's just awesome stuff. Little tip for this Atlas tanker: if you're struggling to get traction, lift your tag axle. Really helps with traction. I have it set so it's a little higher, but it could actually be doing with going a bit higher than it is still. I have a -2 centimeter like drop on the suspension, and I could actually be doing with maybe a -5. Pretty sure these don't actually fit in these spaces. No, they don't, but I will leave that there because it's out the way and I will despawn it a little bit later. So going from that, the next thing you're going to need is a box truck or a flatbed. I think in this instance I'm going to use the box truck. Is that the only one I have? Go for that one, the dry van, which of course is nearly out of fuel. So we'll just refuel this and then we'll get it loaded up with some cheese. As you can see here, it does say cheese and butter, but we'll have to look and see if there is any butter, because I've only ever seen cheese as far as I know. Yeah, it's all cheese. So let's have a look at what options we have here. As you can see, this place is absolutely rammed full. It's completely full, so there won't be any milk on the server until the cheese is moved on. But let's have a look at distance. So you can go straight to supermarkets or you can go to warehouses, and I think I'm gonna go to one of these warehouses. I'll probably go to that one. So how many do we have there? We've got 10 there. That is a decent enough start. If you're wondering with these box vans, you don't need to strap your cargo down because it can't go anywhere anyway. But as you can see, it does load it in the back. If you weren't aware that you could open the doors on the trucks, there you go. I previously did this run relatively recently, with a big flatbed. I think it was the flanker trailer I used, and it can hold somewhere in the 30s with the pallets. I think it's 32 or 36, can't quite remember. But if you're going for brutal efficiency and getting as much cheese out as possible, that's probably the way to go. But of course there is the vehicle scaling that is a factor as well. You get paid a little bit more for delivering a little bit less if your vehicle can take less. So let's rush on down to the warehouse, which is an unnecessary step unless you can deliver from the cheese factory straight to a supermarket, but for maximum profit you want as many steps in the chain as you can. The more links are there, the better, because that's a different point that you get paid each and every time. This is a very stable box truck. I think it's relatively stock as well, which is good to see. But this is keeping, I'm doing this run relatively local to where everything is. But you don't have to. You can do this long distance. You can take cheese pallets down to the likes of Ara if you want to. That is a really good way of making some money because distance is factored in to the cost as well. The further away you have to go, the more money you will get for going there. Awesome. That is one of the more unusual crashes I've had. Moral of the story, don't take your hands off the wheel. We're doing a cheese run on the run from the police. So this is our trigger here. Again, there should be a contract here. I'm not going to worry about contracts in this particular video, but you can absolutely check for contracts. So now you can see cheese pallets are getting spread out across the map. So we've got 2 for Sing Sang, 2 for Jeju. We're going to, well, 3 for Jeju. We're going to take those 3 at least. And you can see it says up here, there's 47 cheese pallets here. In fact, that's pretty much everything that's in, but as you can see, you can go all the way down to Gappa, Gangjong, pallet of toys to Jeju. I will take that too because that's where I'm going anyway. All the way down to Ara. And you know what, I'll just take what I've got in the back just for the sake of the video, but you can absolutely sit there and wait a little while and you will get all of the pallets you deliver going to one place if you want to be brutally efficient. Of course, the money I get for this one's going to be a little bit skewed because I do have a box of a pallet of toys as well, but that's purely because it was going to the same place. But that is also a very valid way of doing this run. You can just do the cheese part to a warehouse, and then if you're on a server, if someone else is doing warehouse runs, you can leave the cheese for them to deal with at that point. You've made your money delivering to the warehouse, so you can carry on and go straight back to the ranch and get more milk or deliver more cheese, whatever you choose to do. Or you can follow it all the way through to the end customer, which would be a supermarket or a fast food place. And that more or less summarizes what the cheese production chain really is. It's delivering milk to supermarkets after it's processed to cheese. So this is a supermarket that we're going to. That wasn't as cool as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't bad. And again, you can take contracts at the end point as well. Supermarkets do have contracts for pallets and things. But fairly short video. I have a very busy roster this weekend as my truck slowly rolls towards me. But I'm pre-recording everything for this weekend, so the videos might be a little bit shorter and a little bit off-pace to what they usually are. I do normally try and aim for the 30-minute mark, but I have a million and one things to do before the weekend as I'm having a little trip away. But I still want the content to come out. But with that being said, if you have enjoyed this video and it's been useful to you in any way, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can of course always subscribe, that's always appreciated. And if you so wish to, you can join the Discord and get some tune IDs and just come and have a chat and hang out with me and the rest of the Discord members. They are an absolutely awesome bunch of people. I really can't stress that enough. The Discord is full of absolutely amazing people and it is fantastic fun over there. And the Discord server is also where you get information on how to join the dedicated server for Motortown as well. So if that's something that interests you, Discord is the place to look. It's one of the options when you enter the server. There's an onboarding process that Willow has set up, which is absolutely awesome, far beyond my skill set. But if you tick the right boxes, then you get access to the server. It's not a test or anything like that. It's just asking what you're interested in the server, and if you tick the one for joining Motortown, you get it. It's absolutely awesome stuff. I have no idea how Willow managed to set that up. Really confused me, but it's really cool that it's been done, and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. And somewhere in the video you'll have seen the photo of the week contest for this week. Absolutely awesome stuff. If that's something that interests you, that's another one of the onboarding options as well if you want to partake in that. But that's all I have time for, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.